Right, hi. So today we're going to do something called doing, which is part of a kind of self-care technique for the body. It's basically a tapping or percussion of the meridians and acupressure points and everywhere really that helps to get rid of pain, move the chi on. You do hear it sometimes called EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, I think. So there's lots of really good videos on YouTube and things like that. So that you don't hurt yourself, you want to have your hands really nice and relaxed. So just give them a good, shake any which way you can. Just loosen them up to begin with. And I'm going to start on the top of the head and just tap like this, just from the sort of hairline here, and just either side of a middle line. Just tap all the way across the top of the head to the beginning of the bones of the neck there, just under the skull, and then just repeat that one. So. Tap away. I mean, you can do it as many times as you like. I'm just doing it kind of twice for the moment. That's the first place. The next place is kind of over the eyes, again on the top of the head, but so a bit further away from the midline. Tap again. So these are different meridians, and this meridian actually connects again under the skull, but a little bit more to those sort of bony bits at the wider part of the skull there at the beginning of the neck. Okay. And then just generally wake up the scalp. So, you could do this where you just kind of rub the fingers over the scalp, just kind of waking up everywhere like this. Or you could just do this, kind of brushing through the hair. This stimulates the scalp as it does. Just do the hairline as well, just kind of going around the front of the hair here, the sides, temple area, down. Okay. So now we'll work a bit on the face. So put all the flat of the fingertips on the centre of the forehead, rest the weight of the head a bit onto the fingers, keep the hands where they are, but turn the head, look from side to side. So you are sort of brushing over the forehead like this. Put one hand down, and I've got one hand across the forehead, so I'm going to turn the head and wipe the brow at the same time. Go back there again. So turn and wipe, just like you're kind of wiping away beads of sweat off the brow. Swap the hands over and do the other side, sort of 3 times if you like. 2, 3, okay. One of the important points is actually right here where the nose meets the eyebrow meets it. So right in the socket there, where your fingers just naturally rest. And that's on what's called the bladder meridian, that's bladder 1. And they're all bilateral, these points, so same on each side. So rest forwards onto the fingertips and just take a nice deep breath here. This is great for relieving eye strain, but also headaches as well. So, just rest on there a moment, okay? A couple of things we can do for the eyebrows. I'll come a bit closer. One is you can put your thumb under the eyebrow and your first finger on top and just squeeze the muscle there. Release the squeeze, go to the middle, squeeze again, and just squeeze towards the end of the eyebrow. Do that again, come to the middle, squeeze. There can be tension even in the muscles of the eyebrow. That's one thing you can do. The other thing you can do is actually just bend your first finger and put your thumb next to the knuckle there to create a kind of V, both sides, and then just do that, just sort of brush along, using the knuckle, using the thumb. Okay, and then use a finger just to kind of brush all the way around the eye socket like that. You could go in both directions if you like. Whilst we're here, first 2 fingers at the end of the eyebrow, that side, and then just underneath, so level with the eye. There's the kind of 2 sockets here where the fingers just naturally sit. So again, just rest the head forwards a little bit, and press those 2, pointing the fingers towards each other as if they're going through the actual eyes. So this is very good to ease eye strain as well. So you can hold that, breathe for 2 or 3 breaths as you hold that as well. One famous one for the eyes, the health of the eyes, is actually to do what's called an eye bath. So you rub your hands together, you do the back of the hands, you do the sides of the hand. Anyway, just generally making them warm. Put them down to your side, scoop up like this, and then leave the eyes open, place the palms over the eyes, And just feel that lovely warmth of the palms, and just feel that warmth penetrating into the eyes, and imagine it like water or light through the eyes, around the back, down the optic nerve into the body, and then just draw your hands down, and we'll do it again. And it's called an eye bath, so that you imagine that you can see, you know, the actual eyeballs floating in a stream of lovely healing light or water. Okay, so we do that again. Scoop up, breathe in. Breathing out, there the eyeballs, and this lovely healing light or water is smoothly flowing over, underneath, around and through and down the optic nerve into the body, and we'll do it again. So particularly good if you know, have got some eye strain, you've got some work to do on the computer, or you're driving or need whatever. So this is really good for you. That's the last one. Breathe in. Leave the eyelids open, breathe out, so something coming from your palms through and over the eyes, behind, underneath, taking away tension and leaving the eyes nice and calm. Okay, staying with the face, use the fingertips just under the cheekbones, just sort of tap away under the cheekbones of the face here. Okay, yeah, towards the jaw line, and then just go down the jaw to the corner of the jaw. You can go up and down, isn't it? And I always find that towards the back of the jaw, there's often tension there. If you are somebody who, you know, tightens your jaw or something, maybe sleeping or whatever, then okay, now work on the lower jaw, around the base of the lower gums as well, and then the upper jaw above the teeth there. Very good point for clearing the sinuses is level with the nostril, both sides. So that's the beginning of that line that sort of comes down the side of the mouth. So don't press into the nose, because you tend to, you know, block the sinuses. We want to have the opposite effect. So kind of point towards the face, and then again, weight of the head resting onto the fingertips. So picture the nasal passages opening, and just try breathing in and out through the nose. And I tend to have my right side more blocked, because I broke my nose when I was a kid. But anyway, it does open eventually, but just keep visualizing and seeing and feeling the air coming through the nasal passages. And it really does work, it really does open there, so that's a really good place to work. Here is a good point too, just on the upper lip, just below the nose. That's quite a good one. Emotions, actually, resetting the emotions. And then just one underneath the lip too, there's a good one there to work as well. Whilst we're doing the jaw, if you use your thumb, you can just press under the jaw into the soft palate there, just behind the bone. And look, I'm just walking the thumbs along, kind of from the front to the back to the corner of the jaw. So just do that a couple. Always maybe start at the front. This relaxes to the heart in Chinese medicine, this area, and the tongue too. Okay. Whilst we're doing the jaw, do some circling. Change direction. The important thing is, you know, only ever do 70% of whatever maximum movement you can do, because you don't want to dislocate the jaw. That wouldn't be a good thing. Ears, okay, so what you do is you kind of gently pinch the ears like that, up from the bottom along the sides to the top, and, you know, do both sides as well. So the ears are related to the kidneys in Chinese medicine, which are basically your kind of batteries of the body. So if you're feeling really tired and you still need to do stuff and pick yourself up, this is a good one to do. You can do this where you press the whole palm over the ear, release. That equalises the pressure inside the ear with the air around us. And the other thing you can do is actually called banging the heavenly drum with the ears. So you cover the ears like that, and you flick the first finger off the second finger like this. But if that's the kind of boniest bits at the base of the skull, where you hit with the finger is underneath there into the neck. So you hold and you do this. Okay, and that's where you hear the drum part of the description. That's good to do, help with tinnitus as well. Okay, anything else? No, that's about it. Now, head and neck, we tend to do this quite often where you thumb down like that and cupping the hand. So you cup the back of the neck and then put the other hand on top. Now, just breathe in this position. And then as you breathe out, look up and squeeze, okay? Relax, look down. Breathe in. Breathe out, look up, grab and really squeeze those muscles. I change my hands over at that point, so the one that was on top is now underneath. Again, down, breathe in. Squeeze, really grab the muscles there, relax, head down, breathe in. Squeeze, head up. Okay, so that's a good one. You could always just, rub down as well, back of the hands as well as the palms, it doesn't really matter, something like that. Shoulders, okay, so loose fists, all right, support the elbow, I think it's a nice thing to do, and just tap along the very, very top of the shoulder. The main point you want to get to is actually halfway between the spine and the tip of the acromion, tip of the shoulder there, and it's actually halfway. So that's, and the action of that point, it can be quite sore, it's a little bit on me today. The action of that point is actually to send energy down. So if you've got stiff shoulders, this is a really good one to, but then just more generally open the hand and just kind of, work wherever you want to work really. Again, because you can, slap onto the bone and it doesn't hurt. Now use the hand and grab and use the fingers to kind of squeeze, just like they're, rags of water, and you just find some good places to grab and squeeze. What I sometimes do is the hand on the elbow is pressed down, so I get the two to work together. Really press and squeeze like that. Okay. Whilst we're working this shoulder, let's put this arm out a little bit here. Now there's an area called the shoulder nest, which is kind of just on the chest here, but under the shoulder, and it's the collarbone here, so it's under the collarbone. So this area is really good to work actually, and just generally working around here, some good points, and tapping under here, also massaging a bit. So I know unfortunately these can be common areas for breast cancers, particularly with women, this kind of area here, so it's good to work this. The other thing to do is to make a sound as you do this, so you just like breathe in, so you tap there, because this is to do with the lungs. The lung meridian goes onto the top of the shoulder here, not on the top but on the front, and then it comes down the inside of the, just above the biceps muscle, right into the corner of the elbow on the inside, heading to the thumb as we go down, and actually onto the thumb. So you tap there. Now we want to come up. So you want to go up the first finger like this, particularly that point there, that's the large intestine point there. We'll do a bit more of that coming up the arm like this, turn over, and let's go down the arm. This is the middle, to the middle of the palm, middle finger, and from the middle fourth finger coming up the arm. Okay. Now down to the little finger, you could just start right in the armpit there, because that's where the meridian is for the heart. So this is coming all the way down to the little finger. Okay. And then the pair of the heart is the small intestine, that comes up the outside like that. Okay. So, and just give it a little bit of a shake out once you've done that. Working the hands, what's quite nice to do is to have the palm up like this, other hand on top. Now, sort of press forward at the heel of the hand like that, so you stretch and pull the fingers back. Let's do that a couple of times, kind of heel the hand forwards like that. Turn the palm over and just do a counter stretch in the other direction. You might want to use the thumb a little bit like that, okay. Then what we can do is do a bit of a whole arm stretch, still with this arm, grab the wrist like that, pull the arm, just stretch up like that, so you're kind of getting into the shoulder joint a bit, aren't you? Release, and then go straight across the body to the side, like that. Then go down to the floor. Okay, leaving the arm there, get the other one to come under the elbow, bend up like that, and then use that arm to stretch it all the way around to the side, which have, you know, nice stretch you can have there. Just gonna put my glasses on because I want to see what that does. Now, so just let your arm hang down to the side, and you know, just close your eyes at that moment and just compare what it feels like on the other arm. I don't know if you can see any difference, but certainly the shoulder feels quite different and the arm feels longer to me. Anyway, now the other side. Support the elbow. Actually, no, not first of all, it's chest, isn't it? So just tap away on the chest area, under the collarbone, and under this, you know, under the shoulder here, into this shoulder nest area. And like we did on the other side, maybe do some gentle massaging, some squeezing, that kind of thing. And then let's breathe in. Go down the lung meridian, so come onto the inside of the upper arm, inside of the elbow crease, and inside of the forearm, all the way down to the thumb. Turn over, come up from the first finger, a bit more on the top of the forearm here, again inside and slightly above the larger, coming up here, coming down the centre of the arm, so keep tapping. Different meridians, different reasons for working these places. Up the middle of the arm, coming up here. And again, you could do the armpit area here, come up the inside of the little finger, turn the hand over, and then come up the outer part of the little finger, coming back up. Whew, right, now, palms up. Okay, so let's, other hand like we did last time, stretching the hand, and then release. Stretching the hand, release, turn over and stretch that way, and then stretch that way. Okay, grab the wrist, stretch up and release. Okay, horizontally, right across the body. Remember, only 70%, not too much more than that. Down to the ground, okay. Come underneath, up, and then stretch the whole arm around. Okay, right. So, and just let both arms hang down for a moment and just see how they, yeah, feels more equal now. That's brilliant. Okay, next bit is actually just to work the back and the legs. So good to stand up if you're not ready for this bit. And you want to get your hands as high as you can, but just either side of the spine. Just kind of start at the top and go down always like this. Start at the top and you can go actually on the bones as well. Just don't bash the kidneys too much. Just very gently. Okay. But a good area to tap is at the base of the spine, the sacrum, and then outside of the sacrum through the buttock area. Now this is particularly a place where you can get tension, and if you can find the hip bones, behind there tends to be, there's a kind of feeling of a dip a little bit into the buttock area, so that's a really good place to tap as well to help get rid of hip pain. Kidneys, it's very good to rub the kidneys. So what we do is we just make two fists like this, using this thumb and first finger area, and we place them on the back, okay, and just over the kidneys. Now that it's more spring, summer, you come up the back, you go out and down, up, out and down. Okay, so just try and feel and see some of that warmth. Doing the same thing inside the kidneys as you do this. Just have a go, okay? And you breathe in. And then you put the palms there, and you breathe out. Just like you would do had you been putting your back into something like digging in the garden or something. Again, breathing in. Palms there. Remember what I said about the health of the kidneys? They're like batteries of the body. Let's do it one more time. So if you're really tired and you need a pick-me-up, this is a great thing to do. Ready? Breathing in. Palms there. And just like the eyes, imagine emitting a lovely light healing energy into the kidneys. Great. Okay. Now, we do the legs. we tend to start on the back of the thighs there, slapping like this, back of the knees, give that a good area, a good slap, down to the calf muscles there and down to the feet. When you get down to the feet, I'll just show you, I think you can see, rock the feet just out onto the edge of the little toe, like on the edge of the foot, and just come up the inside like this. Okay, back of the legs again, but slightly more to the outside. Fist or open hand, doesn't matter. Rock the feet on the outside, come up. Okay, and now, right on the edge of the legs, the kind of trouser crease. Either open hand or fist, it doesn't matter. Again, working down. Again, rock the feet out, come up. Front of the legs, so if you imagine a line down the middle, just outside that line. Again, fists or open hand, just above the knees, a really good place to work. And then just below the knees, in the fleshy part, outside of the shins, to the second toe. Again, from the first toe, come up. And let's just do that one more time. Down the outside, to the feet, rock out, come from the big toe, up the inside of the shins, come up. Okay, so just put the hands on the tummy for a moment. Have the feet parallel on the ground. I'm just moving my weight around just to kind of encourage my weight to the different places of contact of the feet to be touching the floor. In Tai Chi and Qigong, we never have the knees absolutely straight, just have them bent a little bit, okay? Don't put too much weight forward, because remember the backs of the knees are also important. Rest the tailbone at the base down a little bit. Let's have the hands on the belly. You could just come to the right side around the tummy button over. So I'm just lightly brushing the belly now, under the belly button, come up again, and just, you know that trick where you used to get a magnet underneath a piece of paper and the iron filings on top of the magnet, and you move the magnet and it looks like magic. Well, that's what you're kind of doing here, only the iron filings is that warmth and light inside the belly. So just really visualise it going all the way to the back, actually, to the lower back as well, but inside, this lovely warm healing energy is circling through all the organs of the belly, all releasing them or softening or relaxing them. Then you could change direction as well. Feel your feet on the ground as you do this, and imagine that you have tree roots going all the way through the floor into the earth, not just into the topsoil, into the subsoil, and then below that, at least twice as far down as you are tall. Rest the hands just about 3 fingers width underneath the belly button. So I'm breathing in through my nose, out through the nose or the mouth, and just connect with the abdomen expanding and the lower back and the sides as you breathe in. And just let everything naturally soften and relax as you breathe out. So if you like a light image, or then see the light going on inside the belly, behind the hands, maybe getting brighter as you breathe in, a little bit dimmer as you breathe out. Or if you struggle with images like that, just imagine a balloon just getting bigger, and then contracting a little bit, getting smaller as you breathe out. Make sure your shoulders are released and relaxed. In fact, anywhere where there's any tension, just let go. Okay, so we'll finish there. Thanks.